My name is Anila, and at 25, I've learned that life is a beautiful journey. I embrace my smart body, which carries me through each day with confidence. My blue eyes reflect the friendships I cherish, reminding me of the connections that enrich my life. Working at a bank, I've discovered the power of financial literacy and the importance of making informed decisions. Each day, I strive to inspire others to take charge of their finances and build a future they can be proud of. Living a good life isn't just about comfort, it's about growth, resilience, and the pursuit of dreams. I believe that with passion and determination, we can all create a life that truly resonates with who we are. My name is Anila, and at 25, I've learned a lot about life and love. I work at a bank, and while I enjoy my job, it's my relationships that truly shape my world. My blue eyes remind me of my friends, always reflecting the laughter and support we share. But there was a time when I felt lost, especially because of Shani. Shani is my neighbor and my boyfriend, a whirlwind of emotions at just 19. She has a stunning face and captivating eyes that draw me in. It's fascinating how beauty can come in so many forms, and Shani's unique charm, even with her full beard, challenges conventional ideas of attractiveness. Navigating this relationship has taught me that love isn't just about appearances, it's about connection and understanding. I've realized that embracing our differences can lead to deeper bonds. Life is good now, but it's these experiences that remind me to appreciate every moment. As soon as I saw her, my heart raced, a whirlwind of emotions swirling within me. Every time we shook hands or sat close, I felt these strange waves radiating from her, a magnetic pull I couldn't resist. It was as if the universe conspired to draw me into her embrace. I knew every inch of Shani, loved her from every angle, yet my heart remained unfulfilled, always craving more. I convinced myself that she loved me too, that we were connected in some profound way. But deep down, I was blind to the truth. My heart was tangled in a web of misconceptions. I yearned for her, but was it love, or just the illusion of it? For days, I sensed Shani pulling away, like he was drifting into a different orbit. If I had just asked, I know he would have found a way to avoid the conversation. But I was so used to having him around, sharing moments that now felt empty without him. I needed him, yet I felt this wall between us, a barrier I couldn't quite break through. Then came the job in Rajanpur, a place where my heart felt even more distant from him. It was strange, being in a new environment, yet my thoughts kept circling back to Shani. I wanted to understand him, to reach out, but the more I tried, the more lost I felt. It's funny how sometimes, the people we need the most can feel the farthest away. The journey to Rajanpur for the Harisai was long and exhausting, stretching over 4 hours. By the time I arrived, it was already 7 p.m., and the heat of the day still lingered in the air. I was relieved to find my stay arranged in a quaint bungalow, a welcome sight after the fatigue of travel. As I approached the gate, a 16-year-old boy greeted me. He was the son of the watchman, spending the night at his father's post. It struck me how life unfolds in these remote places, where even a simple visit can lead to unexpected encounters. This boy, with his youthful curiosity, reminded me of the warmth and hospitality that often define our travels. Each journey is not just about the destination, but the stories and connections we make along the way. I asked him why he hadn't turned on the AC, and he just shrugged, his voice barely above a whisper. "No electricity," he said, "the generator's broken. Power comes back at 8. I suggested, "Let's get something cold." I put my bag down by the bed and headed to the washroom, but when I stepped out, I was drenched in sweat. The heat was suffocating. There he was, casually sipping a cold drink, completely unfazed. I couldn't help but blurt out, "It's boiling in here. Come outside." We moved to the lane where those iron chairs sat, the sun beating down on us. I plopped down, desperate for a breeze, and said, "Give it to me." But when I glanced over at him, my heart raced. His eyes were locked on my chest, and in that moment, everything shifted. It was like an explosion of realization. This wasn't just a casual hangout anymore. The tension hung thick in the air, and I could feel the heat rising, but it wasn't just from the sun. The flare lamp shard from my chest felt like a part of me, a reminder of the moments that cut deep. I glanced at the boy, his gaze was fixed on my body, a mixture of curiosity and concern. I smiled, a fleeting thought of cleansing my veins flickering in my mind. It was strange, this urge to purge the darkness that clung to me. I sat down, feeling the weight of the world pressing against my shoulders. As I straightened up and leaned forward, I realized he was lost in this moment, unaware of everything else. It was as if he was witnessing something profound for the first time, and in that shared silence, I felt a connection, a reminder that sometimes, vulnerability can spark the most genuine understanding. I looked at him and said, "What are you looking at?" He stuttered, glancing around like he was searching for an escape route. I told him to sit, and he plopped down right in front of me. So, I asked his name. He told me, and then I was curious, what does he do? I work on the land, he said. I asked if he was married. He shook his head, no. I pressed again, just to be sure, and he repeated, no. So, I asked him if he's married, right? And he goes, yes. Then I'm like, what's this? Some girl you like? And he's like, no, sister, no. I've never thought like that. After a while, Gullah came knocking, asking for food. I told him, you bring the food, but I'll eat later. So, he went off to get it. Meanwhile, I threw on some trousers and a casual shirt, pulled out my laptop, and dove into work. Before I knew it, Gullah was back, knocking on the door again. I called him in, and he asked, should I serve the food, sister? I just laughed and said, no, you first press me. Honestly, after a bit, I started feeling really tired. It's funny how you can get so wrapped up in work that you forget to take a break. But hey, that's life, right? Balancing work and food, one knock at a time. After a while, Gullah came knocking, asking for food. I told him, you bring the food, but I'll eat later. So, he went off to get it. Meanwhile, I threw on some trousers and a casual shirt, pulled out my laptop, and dove into work. Before I knew it, Gullah was back, knocking on the door again. I called him in, and he asked, should I serve the food, sister? I just laughed and said, no, you first press me. Honestly, after a bit, I started feeling really tired. It's funny how you can get so wrapped up in work that you forget to take a break. But hey, that's life, right? Balancing work and food, one knock at a time. I'll give you a massage, I said, but he quickly replied, no, I'll give you one. What are you looking at? I asked.